Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is Reverend Eliot, your friendly neighborhood esoteric practitioner, coming to you live again tonight. What is this now, 3 weeks in a row? I'm setting records here, coming to you live from the city of New York, where we just slid into December. Ooh, it's cold, it's cold. Well, this town, forget about the temperature. This town is like a wind tunnel. You know, that wind just blows off the rivers. It's an island, Manhattan. That's where I am. And it gets cold. But I can't even begin to tell you how happy I am to be with you. So I won't. And well, okay, I'll try. I had what we would have to call a technologically hideous day. I'm a kind of old-fashioned guy anyway. I mean, you're gonna have to take my word for this, but even when I'm wearing pajamas, I'll have a pocket watch. I wear spats when I go out, and of course I go out as little as possible. I have all kinds of acoustic Victrola record player type things here. I just like to. It's not that I like to live in the past. It's like a simpler thing. Now, today, for instance, I spent so much time on the phone with computer support because my newly upgraded computer refused to recognize my printer. I could understand not wanting to recognize me and not speaking to me, but my printer, what did my printer ever do to you guys, So that took quite a while. It took almost an hour to get going, but we worked it out, and it's actually better than it has been. Let me just say better than it was. I really don't like using the expression "has been." It just reminds me of what's left of my future. I spent years in the entertainment business, and almost nobody's ever heard of me. I used to describe myself as a has-been who never quite actually was. But there you go, right? The people who count know who I am, but they don't. I think they're all gone now. I don't know. I don't know who remembers me or why. That's the other question. Why would they? Do I owe them money? There's a distinct possibility that somebody must think I owe them something. Nevertheless, here we are. I'm just having a terrible time lately with technology, and I can't take it, Ned, which is kind of odd because I'm speaking to you now through various satellites and all kinds of computer connections. But I want to get back to something old-fashioned like the tarot cards. I mean, I had books to mail out, and I couldn't print the postage. That's a problem because I hate canceling orders because of technological stuff. And by the way, as long as I'm talking about books, let's get into this because there is a sale now. It's for the next 3 days only, and I think it's worth looking into. You can go over to mojoacademy.org and see the list of books there. And if you buy any of our books from the printing plant, you will be able to get 20% off. I'm going to put a little thing up there at the head of that page, but you can find it. This is the reason you should be following me at Twitter. It's not because I get into arguments with people on Twitter, which is what Twitter is really for, as far as I understand. It's for yelling and screaming at people. I like to use Twitter for informational purposes, and if you follow me at Twitter, just at REVELIOT, Rev Elliot, you'll find me there. You'll get things like this 20% discount for the next 3 days from any of our books. And that is really definitely, that is a good chunk. That's a hefty bite out of the book cost. And that's only available if you get it through the printing plant, where it's cheaper anyway. I charge less for the books right from the printing plant than I do from Amazon because you buy them there. I don't have to do anything. They come straight to you. So that's the way to do it. You go to mojoacademy.org. And mojoacademy.org, and all of the books are there. And if you go to at Rev Elliot at Twitter, you'll find the special 20% off sale. But I'll give you the code. I'll give you the checkout code now. It's 20 more books, 20 more books, all in capital letters. 20 though as numbers. Just use that as the checkout code. 20 more books. and you will get 20% off of any of our books at mojoacademy.org. But I will definitely be posting that somewhere for you to look at, because that's important to know. Uh, things are so expensive now. This is why, for instance, I've cut the prices of my tarot readings in half. Not because I'm interested in losing money. I'm not losing money actually, because I'm not. It doesn't cost me anything really, other than a phone call to make these, to do these things, and even that, the call really doesn't cost me anything because I pay the bill anyway for the phone. We don't pay by the call anymore. The thing is that I'm doing it half off because we need a break. Every one of us needs a break, and it's very important to have your priorities set, like food and rent and mortgage and gasoline and things like that. So I don't expect that tarot readings come very high on people's list of priorities. But if you're interested in doing one with me, just go to magic-works.com, magick-works.com. Check the page that says tarot reading, or you could just look at the homepage because it's there too. And you'll see what my rates are for private readings, and cut that in half. Just cut it in half. Just take a saw and chop it up. Cut it in half, because that's the way I want to do it, and I'm going to keep that going for the foreseeable future. And I know because I foresee the future. So there you go, right? That's what the tarot cards help me do. So what else we got to do? What's going on in the world today? Well, I had surgery yesterday, and well, here I am again today. So a man's got to do what he's got to do, right? I'm so tired of having missed shows that I don't care. That they rummaged around with my insides, and fine. That's you guys got a mortgage to pay too. Doctors have to keep money into the yachts. Yachts eat up a lot of money, so they need to do all kinds of stuff. So I'm more than happy to cooperate. But this is my angle on money. Is I had a friend years ago who was a very, very funny comic who used to say, money is great, but it's not worth working for. And I certainly can understand that. It's not worth killing yourself over. I mean, these people who work themselves to death, it's so sad. Here we are listening to an old man at death's door, who's coming to you from New York City, which is not the most popular place in the world right now, I can tell you that. But things are going to get better. Things are improving. We have some shifts going on here that are changing things, and that's good, because certain people can only take a certain amount of abuse. I'm not getting into the political aspects of this, but policy is politics, and politeness. They all come from the same root. So we're just, here we're going to just spend time looking at the more mystical things in life. We're not going to get bogged down in the mundane politics where everybody is saying, no, your person is bad, and no, your person is bad, and we're all bad. And no, we don't need that kind of stuff. We have loftier aims, don't we? And that's one of the things that tarot helps us with. You can find out more about what I do at magic-works.com, magick-works.com. And also, since we're talking about discounts on books, that 20% off on all our books, I would strongly suggest 2 books for you, because I talk about these all the time. One is called Unmasking Fear. This is the time to get that book, because you can get it for 20% off. And the other book, by the way, this is just me shuffling up the cards. The other book is Reverend Eliot Explains It All, where I share my philosophy about life and magic and all that kind of stuff. So keep those books in mind, but also take a look at all of those. One of the books I sent out today was called Oh, what was it? It was about numbers magic, the power of numbers. Fascinating old book. You know, there's some wonderful old books that fell into neglect, and we restored them at Mojo Brothers. They're the crowning achievement of our restorations was the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. We're the only people who sell new copies of the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. These were little tiny booklets that were put out in the 1930s that are quite fragile now. I used to have an original set, and that's one of the things that I did because I had a set from the 1930s. I scanned it and I meticulously restored it, and I got rid of typos, and I got rid of some of those bizarre things that these books used to have, such as a sentence that just stops in the middle of a paragraph and then is continued a page later. You know, we fixed all of that stuff, and we got the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. You can find that too for 20% off at the printing plant in hardcover or paperback. Nobody else has it at all, and especially not hardcover. They will soon be available again at Amazon, but they're not there now. They're sold out at Amazon. These are books that they're costly, but they sell out, and they are a fountain of esoteric occult knowledge. If you want to hang on for 1 second, the mute button here so that I can sneeze. No, it's not happening. Nope, that sneeze is died a born in my nose. I'm one of those people who all you have to do is stare at a lamp and I start sneezing. I'm photosensitive. It makes me sneeze. I don't know where that comes from. They say it's genetic. I don't know what the evolutionary advantage is to that, except that it maybe stopped people a million years ago from staring at the sun. I don't know. But if anybody out there knows why, there are some of us out there who look at lights and start sneezing. Let me know. I'd certainly like to know what the point of that was. So we're all shuffled up now. The elections are over for now, although they're still trying to shove 2028 on us already. You see what I mean? This is why I want everybody to read Unmasking Fear, because that's the whole thing. They keep people in a state of fear perpetually, and you know, there's no respite at all, because once the election is over, they want you to be scared about the next one. It's just horrific what the way people do that, and then they wonder why we have a society that is addicted to antidepressants and anxiety pills. What did you expect if you go around spending millions of dollars making people scared all the time? Come on, you know. We can get around that. I have a CD from this goes back to the 1950s. It's a record called Psycholaxation. This guy was way ahead of his time. You can check that out at Mojo Brothers, Mojo Academy, with the Mojo Brothers books and audio, mojoacademy.org. And you can see Psycholaxation there. That is one of the early, that was, you know, that was records. That was an LP. And we put it out as a CD. And it's something that means you can stick it into your computer. That means you can strip it off the audio and stick it in an MP3 player and just lie down in bed and hear it. That is a distinct advantage to, you know, these people had to put their hi-fi set right next to the bed if they wanted to use it. But check that out too, Psycholaxation, because this is very important, because people have always had problems with anxiety. But it's epidemic now because there's an industry called the news that exists only to create anxiety addicts. And it's a very addicting thing. There are people who get addicted to anxiety and fear. I think we all know somebody like that. Oh, it's just, you know, it's being done deliberately for making money. That's just awful. So look, let's leave all that stuff behind. I said I had a technologically bad day today, starting with my printer. Let's leave all that stuff behind and let's jump back into the Middle Ages with tarot cards and pull back the curtain on the magical window and do some readings. I'm going to ring a bell 3 times to declare that we are now entering sacred space. And And our first caller tonight is Jennifer in Albany, Oregon. Hi, Jennifer. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hello.
Hi, how are you tonight?
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good, how are you?
We got a little delay here, so yeah, it's like I'm talking to myself.
Yes.
Yeah, you must you must think I'm half deaf or something. Yeah, no, I'm doing fine, considering I'm still here, right? How are you?
Stress.
Stress? Well, what can we do to make that better? How can we ease your stress?
I have a lot of things going on between my mother-in-law, home, financially, just wondering where everything is going to be going here. And I'm scared of my procedure coming up.
Well, I'll tell you, you talk about where things are going. I have a card here that shows that there's that shows you moving from you're going to start moving away from things in your life that aren't working for you, and moving towards things that are. I think that you've hit a point where you're going to have to start doing that for yourself probably, and it's going to take strength, because that's the next card, is the strength card. You have the Seven of Cups here, which shows that you have a very active and fertile imagination. So you can handle this. You can see what to do, and you have spiritual power. Do you do anything in the occult range or in mysticism? Because I have the High Priestess card here for you.
No, I mean, I bought stuff to smudge, and I'm reading on that, but I haven't done any of it yet.
Okay, well, you're dabbling in it, so you're getting started. But I see that this shows me that you have power, and that'll be good. I want you to be optimistic about this, because the Star is the card that I got for you, which is a major card also. You have three major cards here: Strength, the High Priest, and the Star. And the Star is about optimism. So I think you're actually, you're heading towards a good place. Like, I think you're tired of being stressed, right?
Yeah.
Well, when some of us just, I know I'm like that, is that I will let people push me around a little bit until I just say no, I don't want any more of that. And they get surprised. They get shocked. But I see you moving towards, as I said, leaving the things in your life that are not working for you and getting into the things that are working for you. And that's very good. The Chariot is here, which is also like the Strength card. It shows that you are able to move this is a person who's running a chariot with a red or a black, sometimes white or black horse. Which is they're trying to pull him in all directions here, but the driver is going to take that chariot the way he or she wants it to go. So you're taking control of these things. The Wheel of Fortune says you're definitely in a time of change, and the World is the next card, which is a card of assured success. You got a lot of major cards here, which tells me that this is a very important point in your life. So go with your feelings, because you're headed in a very good direction. The direction is this: the Ten of Swords. That's a card that means life has thrown its worst at you, but you're still here, and you're going to, you may have been knocked down a little bit, but you're going to get up and you're going to be fine. So you've got reason to be happy, because the resources to do this are all inside you. That's the Strength card, the Chariot card, all of that, and the Star is excellent, and the High Priestess is excellent also. And these are all major cards. So the major cards, not that many in the deck. There's 22 in the deck. So that means so many show up. It means this is an important reading for you. Okay, so this show will be at the Ask One Radio archive shortly, and at askoneradio.com. You may want to go back and listen to it after we're done here, because you're headed for you're really growing, is what I see here, and it's going to work out really well for you. Yeah, here's a Judgment. It's like a card of rebirth for you. This is marvelous. Okay. So keep the Star in mind. That's the card of optimism and hope, because you're You may not move as fast as you want, but you're getting there. Okay, that's what counts, is that you are getting there. Is there anything else you want to look at?
I guess my career.
Your career. Are you looking for new work?
No, I just
Okay.
want to get higher or get paid more or.
Well, what I see here is the Eight of Coins, and that's generally about a person starting a new job, but it could be an assignment within your job that you already have. Doesn't mean a new position. It could mean something new coming your way there. Now, the thing is that shows a person who will take this thing and apply herself really well and do very well and be rewarded for that. And there's the Sun, which is the card of healing and health and growth and happiness. So I think that there's going to be some good possibilities of career-wise of growth for you too. Okay.
Okay. One last thing
Sure.
about my procedure coming up. I'm having a colonoscopy and endoscopy, and I've had pull-ups down in the past, and my stomach's been hurting, and I had a really bad year the other last year. I had my gallbladder out, and I was sick and really depressed. And
Well, it sounds like you're describing me there. I've had my gallbladder out. I've had all kinds. I sure can identify. Look, all I can tell you, I'll look at some cards here, but you're doing the right thing, getting professional help here. That's the main thing. I think things are going to end up. Okay, well, I don't want to use the word "end up." That sounds terrible in this context. I think things are going well because I got again the World, which is a card of assured success. And remember, you had the Sun card earlier, which is about healing and health and growth and happiness, but mostly with healing. So I think you're in the right track. That you'll get through this. Okay.
okay.
Thanks for calling.
Yes, thank you.
My pleasure. Bye bye now. And we'll shuffle the cards up. You're listening to Reverend Eliot's Magical Window, the show that kisses off all the technology that we've developed and goes right back to the ancient tarot cards and looks through those cards. There's a magical window that shows us things going on in our life that we don't see otherwise. And you just heard an example of how that works. If you're interested in a private reading, remember I said I'm running a half price sale. So check those prices at magic-works.com and keep me busy. Keep me working, keep me occupied. I mean, I love talking to people anyway, and we'll probably do the reading for longer than you want anyway, because I'm a natural blabbermouth. But you don't get charged extra for that, that's for sure. I mean, there's one price, you'll see the prices, you cut that in half, and there you go, right? Then your time is your time with me, and nobody else gets in on that. Christy in Melbourne in Australia is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hello, Eliot. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you there, down under and in the future? It's tomorrow,
Very
right?
well. In the future, that's exactly right. So we are
Right.
Thursday the 5th, and it's about 3:30 here, p.m.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Well, so this is a big
Speaking
planet,
to the future, what do you want to know?
I'd like to know how the stock market closed. That doesn't work. It doesn't quite work like that, does it?
That's right. No, that's exactly right, unfortunately.
Well, now that we've mocked everything that I do, let's see, what would you like me to do?
I'd love to know. I'm going through a bit of a transition in my life right now, and currently recently moved into state down to Melbourne, doing working full time. I myself am a holistic therapist, so I'm coming back into the muggle life, as I say, and finding it a little difficult. And I guess I just want know a little bit about my career, which sort of direction to go in.
Well, I see that. I see.
So any guidance?
You're quite definitely in a period of change.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is easy for you, though, because I have here the Seven of Rods, which is a person who can sweep away obstacles. It's very good.
Yes.
The tower struck by lightning is here, and the Ace of
Yeah.
Swords are here. So that's sudden
Yeah.
changes, and the Ace of Swords is about developing new ways of thinking. So you're growing, you're
Yeah.
changing. You feel it, though, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I certainly do. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
in your
And I've had an
unconscious.
opportunity. Yep.
Pay
Sorry.
attention to
Sorry,
your
sorry, Elliot.
dreams. Pay attention to your
Yeah.
dreams because the moon is here. That's a card of the unconscious. I rarely get that card for people. I happen to like that, but you pay attention to what's going on in your dreams because you're going to communicate with yourself that way. And you're going to be, there's money coming your way. I can't put it any other way than that. There's a 6 of coins here as a card of getting money. So it looks like you're going to be increasing your earning power. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
I've had an
you,
opportunity come up in work. So, yeah, so I don't know whether to apply for this job or, yeah. So,
well, according to this, you should. Just see what happens. The 6 of rods is here. That's a card of success, great success. So you're doing okay. The thing is, the card I have from the past here is the 8 of Swords, where you felt restricted, you felt like you couldn't really move, you felt tied up. But you're freeing yourself for that. You're absolutely free. You see that sword, which is mental activity. You can cut your way out of the with that. And the 8 of Swords, the person is tied to swords, and all she has to do is move and cut the ropes. So it's a very deep card that way. But I see that this is a time of change for you, a time of growth, and you're going to do very well with it. It's just that kind of stuff, a lot of people resist it. I think you've been welcoming it.
yes, I have been. I've been talking about it, when I run an online circle with people that we've been in that tower. A lot of us, the collective energy, has been in that tower card moment. It's like the tower card, everything must crumble before, we can rise and, reverse.
Sometimes sudden destructive change can be good. You know that. To get rid of certain bad things in your life. So there's no value judgment there, but the key to this is the moon, because your mind is growing and changing, and your mind is going to try to contact you. Do you keep a dream journal by any chance?
Actually, no, I haven't been, but I've been getting the calling to do that. So you are my next, you're the second. Yeah, so so thank you. I need to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, give it a shot, because we lose our dreams so fast that we just forget.
Yes.
So that will definitely give you some material to work with. But I see I don't see anything negative coming up here. In fact, I see that the Ace of Cups is here. So even emotionally and intellectually, you have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Emotionally and intellectually, this is going to be a very good time of growth for you.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay?
Thank you. Yeah, I need that. Thank you. It's been a rough year, I think, for a lot of people, but I know with myself in my
well, you'll be doing fine. Okay? You keep me posted if you want. My email is asktaro@earthlink.net. You can, this goes for anybody listening. You can drop me a line anytime you want. I don't charge people to communicate with them. I'm not, I know some people do, but I don't. I'd love to hear from you to see how this develops, okay? Let me know.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye now. And we'll look at that. We're halfway through. I made it. See, I missed so many shows, you see, while I was very sick, but I'm not very sick anymore. I'm certainly not in the peak of health, but they're keeping me alive. And more than that, they're keeping me strong. They're doing very well with me. I'm very tough on doctors. I have to tell you that. I mean, I question them all over the place. And if a doctor doesn't like my questions, I fire that person. I say, go away. Don't ever talk to me again. And I've done that. And I had a team of doctors come at me and say, why did you do that to that doctor? I said, because he was insulting me. He was demanding that I never question him. So I won't question him because I won't talk to him. I won't see him. I closed the iron door on him. And there you go, right? There's nothing wrong with asking questions. There was a medication that he wanted me to take, and I said, "What is that for?" And he was exasperated. Now come on, don't you think we have a right to know why we're taking what we're taking? So there you go. Just be very careful of these authority figures. In fact, I was kind of nasty to the guy at one point who he was upset that I wasn't obeying him. And I said, listen, the fact that you went to trade school doesn't give you the right to order me around. And man, that I hit him in the ego with that one. It was a little cruel, but hey, whatever. What are you going to do, right? Well, let's get back to the calls, as now that we're halfway through the show, and we're going to Wisconsin now for Ophelia. Hi, Ophelia. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
I'm all right. Thank you.
Well, maybe we can make that a little better. What can I look at for you?
Okay.
What would you like to know from the cards?
I don't know. I'm nervous.
Just you and me talking.
How about my current job?
Your what?
My work right now.
Your work?
Is there any improvement? Yeah. Is there any improvement or like salary increase?
I have the Temperance card and the Two of Swords here, it's a very interesting combination. Have things been hectic at work?
Yeah.
Because this tells me that it's going to come back into balance very soon.
Right.
This is another card. I get this a lot these days. It's the Sun, which says that you're going to enter a period of healing and health and growth, and you'll do very well. But right now, the lack of balance in work, which can be very frustrating, I see that coming to an end. So that can help you out. The Temperance card is about returning balance, and the Two of Swords, things are balanced there too. Okay.
Can I ask something else?
Sure.
Can you be able to? I lost my daughter.
Mm.
Yeah.
You lost your daughter? Your daughter. Oh,
yeah.
That's so sad. What would you like me to do?
I just want to know.
Do you want to see if there's a message from the other side?
Yeah. Yes.
Because what I have here is the High Priestess, and that's one of the cards I look for when I get a reading like that. So I'm going to take this as a message. The card I have here is the Star. This is usually what happens with these kind of readings, is the message is one about happiness. The Star is about hope and health, and rather hope and optimism. The Sun is about health. Here I have that also. The World is here, which is about success. These are three major cards, and the High Priestess, of course, is a major card. So the message I'm getting is that things are going to are very well for your daughter where she is in that plane of existence. Here's the Death card. That also shows up when I'm getting a reading like this. The message is don't worry about me, that I'm growing, I'm healing. I mean, she had some problems in life, did she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't have to go into any private details. Seriously, you don't have to get that deep into it publicly. But the message is I'm growing, I'm healing, things are looking up for me, and I'm feeling good. Here's another card, which is perfected happiness. So the message I'm getting to convey to you is I'm doing much better than I've ever done before. Okay?
That's I feel good with hearing that.
Because spiritually, the soul is growing. That's the main thing, and is finding a happiness that she couldn't find here. Okay.
Thank you.
I will light a candle, a white candle, to send positive energy to the spirit of your daughter and to you. How's that?
That's very great. I'm so thankful. Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Take care now. Bye-bye. And let's shuffle up the cards. You're listening to Reverend Eliot's Magical Window with me, Reverend Eliot, who, gosh, how long have I been doing this? Over 10 years, right? Gee, that's a long time here. And the cards never fail to amaze me. I can't take this for granted. Well, of course, I hear people even writing, they'll say, I don't take it for granted. Oh, yeah. Hey, what's happening to the language, right? But I'm going to plug this right now, and I think it's worth doing. This is not a book that you'll be able to get for 20% off right now because it's only available through Amazon or directly from me, but mostly Amazon is the way to get it because it comes with a CD. It's a book and a CD. That'll teach you how to read tarot cards. That'll teach you that you can do this too. It's very interesting work, and I highly recommend it. It was a time when almost all people were conversant in the use of these cards. And I don't mean the 1960s, There was a time, no hippie was caught without his tarot cards, right? But you might want to look at this book of mine, which is called Reverend Eliot's Magical Window, and that'll teach you how to do it in a lighthearted, whimsical way, and shares my experiences, and it'll help you grow. If some of you are thinking about it, so just do it. Okay, check out Reverend Eliot's Magical Window at Amazon or at mojoacademy.org. Heather in Asheville, North Carolina is next. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Yes. Sorry, let me get my phone up here.
Get your what?
Sorry, I put my phone down for a second.
Oh, I thought you said let me get my thumb in here.
No.
Okay. Yeah, that didn't make much sense to me.
No, I was wanting to get a reading for me and Rob Perry. Do you need birth dates?
No.
My birthday's... Okay,
no,
you don't need it?
No, it's not necessary. Just tell me what you'd like to know. What is it you want to look at?
Well, he is my twin flame who passed last year's brother. And I was wanting to have some sort of connection with him. And I wanted to get a reading over someone else, too, that I've currently been seeing. I can't believe I forgot his name. But I'm worried that...
Women, huh?
Yeah, well, we dated last year, and I've been going through a lot. I've had.
I understand. You're probably a little nervous talking.
I've had fluid on the brain too, but I'm trying to figure out if this person that I saw today. Can you just look into that first?
Yeah, let's do that.
If he's somebody that I need to be careful of or not be around. I'm just worried about that first.
Well, I tell you, these I'm not getting particularly happy cards here.
Associated with him?
Just I'm getting cards of sorrow and sadness and struggle.
If I were to deal with him?
That's what I'm seeing now. Yeah, this could change, but at this point, you might want to reconsider this. I mean, none of this stuff is permanent. You know what I mean?
Kind of. Well, I've had a lot of sorrow, but it's connected to him. I don't really know him that well. So I felt something was off.
I certainly don't know him at all, but I'm picking up that same stuff,
Negative? Okay. Let's get rid of that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, give him a little more. Give him some more time. And then we'll look, because these things could change.
I'm not. No, that's not what I was asking. God, he just got out of something. I was just wondering if he was someone that I don't need to be around, like someone that's not healthy to be around, like someone
Well,
that I need to be careful.
based on these cards, I wouldn't recommend it. Let's put it that way.
Okay, it's not just because he's having a rough time. It's deeper than that, right?
I could look deeper at some point, but I don't know how deep you want to go into that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, so Rob Perry, he's my twin flame's brother. My twin flame died last year in an accident. Jason Perry and his brother. What is the energy there?
Okay, for you, the potential for you and he.
Yes, I mean I'm not wanting a relationship. I'm just wondering if what I need to anticipate with that.
Well, I have the Two of Cups here, which is about a new relationship with somebody. I've got the Six of Cups. Now, it's interesting that cups are here because that's about romantic involvement. The Six of Cups is that this tells me that this is bringing up memories from the past for you.
Yeah, and for him too, I'm sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
The Page of Cups, the Lover's card, it's all here.
But he's hesitating right now, isn't he?
Well, I would just say, yeah, I've got a severe card here, which is the Five of Swords, which tells me that there's something that he's not being open or honest about.
Oh, what do you feel like that is?
Is he like that? I
don't know. What do you feel like that is?
I just see that he's just not quite as open as you might want him to be.
No, he's not, because he's hesitant to. I haven't even talked to him yet, but he's liked my. Not yet, but we were when I was in Memphis. But then he quit talking to me. But now, I know that he's going to come. I feel it.
I have a feeling
he liked something on Facebook and didn't keep it.
I have a feeling that you know which way you feel about this, but you don't want to deal with that at this moment. You know, that these questions you're asking me show that you are hesitant about all this.
What do you mean hesitant? About what?
About getting involved. Or you wouldn't be asking me, you know. That's what I think is what I see.
Well, I need to figure out what he's going to do.
Ask him.
No, that's not how it's working. He's probably just going to show up.
Okay, well then, when he shows up, ask him. Ask him why'd you show up?
Well,
see what happened.
Can you tell me what did the card say about that other guy?
Which other guy now?
The one that I just asked you about.
Well, I'm seeing the possibility of a relationship here. I've got the Page of Cups.
No, not Rob Perry, the one that you told me to get away from. Were those really, really bad cards?
They were pretty bad cards. And now
what were they?
The Six of, well, I shuffled them up again. I mean, I'm off to the next set of cards here now. The Six of Swords is here, which is getting away from going from something that's trouble to something that's calm.
Away from him, basically.
Well, that's who we're asking about, so we'll see. But there's the people are very complex. I mean, there's a lot of potential here. I can see, but it's the hesitancy is coming from somewhere, right?
No, I haven't even seen Rob Perry. I'm talking about the person I just asked you now.
Yes.
I'm worried about Rob Perry because I feel like the significance of the connection is way bigger than this other person, but this other person I've already seen in person again. So,
well, tell me exactly who you want to ask about and give me a specific question.
Terry, I want to figure out when am I going to see him? When are going to be able to have some sort of, I guess, friendship or something. I don't expect an immediate relationship after that. No, I just whatever.
I have cards here of stagnation and unhappiness and nothing moving. So give it some more time, because I just see there's the Eight of Swords, which is about feeling restricted, the Two of Swords, which is a stalemate, the Three of Swords, which is sadness, and swords are not very happy in this context. So this doesn't sound like that anything is ready to come out of this right now, but that can change.
But you just told me they were all positive cards a second ago about him. That doesn't
Yeah,
make
but
sense.
now we're looking at you and him.
Okay, but isn't that what you looked at originally?
No, I was looking at him. Now I'm looking at you and him, and I'm getting from this hesitancy, I'm getting these cards that are saying back off for a while.
Hesitant because of the situation. Of course it would be. It's
Well,
normal.
so deal with the situation. That's, ask them, talk to them. You understand? Look, I've got to go on. I'm almost at the end of time here now, but I think the main thing you need to do is talk to these people and find out what's going on. Okay. Yep. Okay. So there we go. Now let's see. Colleen in Lynchburg, Virginia is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Great. What can I look
have
at?
a specific question. I just wondered if you could just do some general reading for me with the cards.
Okay, let's see what I turn up. How's that?
Okay.
Ooh, interesting. I'm seeing changes coming in your life.
Okay.
But good changes. I mean, I don't mean
Good.
like bad.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I've been through a little struggle.
The first card I have is the Eight of Rods. That means that what we're about to discuss is happening now, and it's going to yield results very soon. The Six of Swords is, I've had this earlier, that's about a person moving from like rough waters to calm waters. Things in your life that were difficult are now getting simplified and getting easier. The Three of Rods says that you may have a partnership in business with somebody, and something will work out that way in a new career endeavor. And the Ten of Cups is about great happiness. Okay.
The Ten of Cups is about great happiness.
Yes, you're heading towards a period, and there's the sun, which I've been getting for people all day today. The sun is about healing and health and growth and happiness. It looks like you've been trying to change things in your life, and it's paying off.
Okay, I have. What did you say the first card was? The Eight of Rods? What was that?
Yes, that means that what we're about to discuss is on the way. It's happening now.
Okay. And my business that I'm trying to get off is I'm a psychic medium. I do psychic readings and medium readings, but I'm not sure how to get the business going. And
this is exactly, then this fits in perfectly. The Three of Rods is about a partnership. So you'll find somebody. I've got the Magician here, which shows me that you have the ability to use this spiritual power and bring it down here on earth to get what you want. So
right.
you're going to do very well. You'll get it started. When you meet the right person, you'll be in partnership, and that will grow, and that'll be very good. And I'm getting nothing but, see, there's the Three of Coins here. That's about starting a new business and making money at it, and being recognized for it, and then moving on and doing better and better stuff. So you're the change that you've been working at for quite a while is now manifesting. So congratulations.
That's wonderful. Can you tell if I've already met this person? Is somebody I already know, or is this person on its way?
No,
on their way.
I see that it's somebody that you may know, but you don't know that's who it is. Now that sounds a little cryptic, but it's the Four of Cups. This is the card that shows a person looking at three cups and doesn't realize that there's a hand coming out of a cloud next to her showing another cup. So it could be somebody in your circle now who's interested in doing this with you, but hasn't made him or herself known.
Okay. All right. That's so amazing. I appreciate your time.
Well, you're headed for a lot of you're headed for some really good times.
It's exactly the question I was going to ask you, and I said, now let me see if the cards will tell me what I want to hear. So it's amazing.
Well, yeah, they are. They never let me down. Thanks for
Exactly
calling.
what I was going to ask. Thank you so much.
Bye now. And that's it. You've come to the end. You survived another episode of Reverend Eliot's Magical Window, hosted by me, little old Reverend Eliot, who's back to stay. You know, I don't know how much longer that is, but we never know how much longer we have, do we? I mean, as you know, I've been battling some health problems, but as health problems go, these are tractable. These can be manipulated. These can be dealt with. I mean, there's nothing loathsome. It's just annoying, and I'm much stronger now. So they're really building me up, and they're doing well with me. So Reverend Eliot will be here a long time, long time, and we'll be able to get together every Wednesday at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific to look through the magical window and see what the tarot cards show. If you want to get in touch with me, that's my email is asktarot, ASKTAROT, @earthlink.net. See, it's a nice old-fashioned email. Shows you how long I've been doing this. Back when the internet was steam-powered, right? And just that's the email. You can contact me. And now, why would you want to do that? I'll tell you why. Not because I'm going to bleed you dry. You know, I don't do that. I offer, and nobody's been taking me up on this lately. Maybe they forgot. I offer a free mini reading to Ask One Radio listeners. It's my gift for listening. And some people don't want to talk publicly. Some people don't get through anyway. So you can contact me anytime, and I'll pull a few cards for you and send you a report. You know, we don't just gab about it. I send you a written report on this free mini reading. And now, it works best with a very specific question. The thing I found is that there were people who would think, well, Mel, he's just trying to rope me into buying a bigger reading. But you'll see that your question will be fully answered by this mini reading. So there's no need for that. The other free thing that I do, that I enjoy doing, and you can, please do it. Don't be afraid to ask me for this. I'll make a free birth chart for you. I'll make a free natal chart that will examine the various houses and the all that stuff from birth charts. And it's no cost. And I don't save your email address, so you're not going to get spam, nothing like that. So if you want a free mini reading, or if you want a free birth chart, or if you even want to get a free birth chart to give to somebody else, you don't, fine. It's not only limited just for you. Please do that. Please drop me a line at asktarot@earthlink.net and keep me busy. I've been so idle for too long, and I would love to be able to devise birth charts for you and everyone in your family and everyone you know and everyone you come in contact with. Don't be shy. You can work me to death. There's a 25-page version of that costs a bit of money, but not a lot. But let's stick to the free one because I like offering free stuff. Well, that's it. I've got to run now, so we will be back again next week, that's for sure. And I will be here at Ask One Radio, looking through the magical window of the tarot cards, and we'll see exactly what's coming up in our lives, what we can do about the situations in our life. We don't want to be ping pong balls bounced around by life. We want to take control as much as we can, and knowledge and information gives you that control, and that helps you out. So I'll see you then next week, and maybe we'll talk off the air. But until we get back together, just remember this: time flies. It's up to you to be the navigator. Heavy stuff, right? I'll see you again next week. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for joining me. Bye-bye now.